Oh, tell me you're
All right,
obsessive without telling me you're obsessive.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Type1lifting Podcast. I have two guests today. They were former teammates, Lindsey and Pool Boy. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hey, so Lindsey, so how do you pronounce your new last? Because it was Grasses before. So how do you pronounce the last name now?
Well, technically it's still Grasses, so I haven't
okay.
officially changed it, but Kuffery, yeah.
Kuffery. Okay, because I know it was in your Instagram, and so I was like, wanted to make sure I didn't want to butcher it. So
I actually changed it because of creepy people on IG. So
yeah, but we actually, the last podcast, and even my wife have talked about like all the creepy stuff that goes on through Instagram through people. So,
fun
but
stuff.
yeah, we'll not go from there. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming on. And I know Pool Boy was just talking before the podcast that there were some like major changes going on the leaderboard. So I haven't had the chance to look at it, but can you give us a little scoop on what's going on?
Yeah, actually, I literally, before we go live, I get a text message from Rafa Sanson's wife, Selena, and she's literally like, dude, Patrick Vellner fell to 31st. And so I just like looked it up and yeah, shit. So I know we have an athlete at my gym, female athlete at CrossFit Kindred, Katrina Olson, who is only 5 spots out. So she's like looking at or waiting for penalties to be assessed. And she was telling me, hey, they asked for workout 2, which I didn't think was going to be a issue in terms of like penalties, because it's freaking wall balls and burpee box jump overs. There's not much to screw up there.
Mm-hmm.
But then she told me they asked for workout 1, and I was like, okay, there's going to be some shifting going on, especially if you've been following like Hiller's video about Luis Oscar Mora.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like there are some major penalties happening. Crazy.
So do you think Luis is gonna get some major penalties from that video that Hiller pointed out?
Should. It's so bad. Did you watch it?
I saw little bits and pieces of it. Like he literally has the barbell. So if the listeners are if you're watching right now and haven't seen the video, his barbell is like literally right in front of his head the whole time. So it's not full extension.
And I want to clarify, like, I'm not trying to bash Luis or anything like that. You're an athlete, you're moving, you're trying to go fast, right? At that point, I put more emphasis on a gym like Proven, like dude, you got to hold the standard. Like, you see it. It's not even like it's hard to miss. Like, it's pretty blatantly obvious. Especially, I can maybe give a little buffer on the snatches because it's going so quick, but those step ups were so bad.
Now, why didn't he, like, I know the CEO of the company was judging him too as well, and I believe from what the video of what I saw, he was kind of like in front of him. So obviously with the snatches, you can't really see the full extension kind of because of the angle he's at. So I mean, maybe he needs to go at a 45-degree angle or someplace where he could see everything that's going on and then even review the tape instead of submitting it.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. It's pretty bad. I'm actually looking right now to see if he moved at all, and no, not yet. Oh,
wow.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, I was looking at the wrong score. Sorry. No, yeah, he's still in the same spot.
He should get a penalty. I'd be shocked. Yeah.
As bad as his workout 1 video was and his workout 3 video, he should unfortunately have his season end right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. So Lindsey,
breaking news on the Type1lifting Podcast.
I know, that's right. I know. Your CrossFit upgrade. Let's go. So but yeah, we haven't talked in a year. I think it's been a little over a year.
That's wild.
Yeah, roughly around there. So I know you still have, did you change the gym to 1970? Is it still 1977?
Yeah, it's still 77, yeah.
Okay. And I saw a comment, I think you posted it, about the affiliate fee like increase.
Oh yeah, the increase.
Yeah. So have you kind of changed your mind at all, or like kind of what's your thoughts with the increase?
Yeah, I mean, I got over it.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
I think most really
monthly,
do.
it's like one more person's membership per month, and I'm like,
Exactly.
stuff goes up. We own businesses, I know how it goes. It's just obviously the initial. What bugged me, I think, the most is that it was like a month prior to the new year. I think that's what bugged me the most was the just, oh, we're doing this. And I feel like they do that a lot. It's just they change things on the fly without any sort of heads up. And I think that's kind of what bugs me the most. But anyway, I got over it. It's fine. I pay it.
Okay. Because I know because I was talking about you through when we had when I did a podcast about the membership rate, like fee increase, and you're like, I don't know if this is even gonna be worth it anymore.
Yeah,
So
I have my bitter moments.
I know. But so with the fee increase, like what as a gym owner do you expect to like have CrossFit do to help you, improve your box and or just improve, everything that goes around in your box?
In my head, I see it as I pay to use the name, to be very blunt. That's personally what I see it as. And that's
So
kind
you
of that.
so they don't help you don't want them to help you out with like, trying to like sales or like,
It's not that I don't want that. I just I will say I did get one referral through the CrossFit website. So I'm very appreciative of that one member for that one
okay.
member. And
That's
yeah.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's big. So
Yeah. It's
but awesome.
something. It's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So have you seen like your box like the gym grow even more since the last time we've talked?
Yeah, it's actually doing very well right now. I'm happy doing that full time at the moment, and it's going very well. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
are you there like almost like 24 hours pretty much?
No, I wouldn't say 24 hours. I'm trying to. So I coach probably anywhere between 7 to 10 per week classes. I don't like to overwhelm myself with coaching because you burn out very, very easy. I think a lot of people think gym owning is very simple and easy, and there's a lot more behind scenes that people don't see. So I try to balance it out well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
Yeah.
I know Pool Boy does a lot of coaching too. So how do you balance that out without not burning out through
There you go.
coaching?
I'm good. Sorry, one more time. You froze for a second.
Oh, you're good.
By coaching.
Yeah. So how like I know you coached at like, F45, Matt Souza's like gym and like a bunch of other places. So how do you manage not getting burnt out through like going to all those different places?
Oh my God. Well, it's actually not too bad because the times that I do coach, I coach in the morning at a like PT style studio. And I'm only there for about like 3-4 hours. And then I head over to the gym and I train. And then I'm at the gym for like 4 hours or so training. And then I head over to my CrossFit gym in the evening. And I coach like 3 classes. So it's broken up. So it's really not that bad.
Okay. I mean, that's good. Set some time. So you train for like 3 to 4 hours, or do
I
you
was
take like,
just gonna say that.
yeah. So do you take breaks
Yeah.
in between? Like, do you eat something before? I know you eat like bananas with honey all over it. So
There's literally just like fruit and honey and just quick little carbs in there. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So how's HWO training going?
Well, what's so funny is I actually I decided to just switch over to Proven. So I ended up switching to Proven because the athletes at my gym, they that's what they do. So I'm like, why am I making myself miserable in the corner just doing these awful like HWPO workouts by myself when I can just do Proven with them. So I just ended up just switching over to Proven.
Okay. Do you still miss Misfit?
I do. If I ever leave the gym, for whatever reason, I'll probably end up switching back to Misfit unless I end up finding some other training crew. But I would probably switch back to Misfit in all honesty.
Yeah. So last year you were in Massachusetts with a team with Lindsey and a couple other people. So Lindsey, can you so Pool Boy already talked about the story a little bit of like his version of it. So Lindsey, do you have a version that you have of how you got the Pool Boy over to Massachusetts and checking out the Boston nightlife?
So it was very much just before the open. And I remember I had a solid 2 others and we needed a guy. And I always have Nate to jump in, but he is very much past his competitor days. But if we need it, he'll pop in. He just doesn't prefer to. So I was posting on social media saying we were looking for a male, in this general area, or like drivable at least. And I believe it was a mutual friend that DM'd me saying she might know someone given some strange circumstance, even though he lived nowhere near here. And I think that's how it started. Did she DM you then, kind of connecting us? I don't even really remember.
She did. It was Liz. Liz
Yeah.
DM. She DM'd me and asked me what I was doing for the Open, and I told her I had just been let go of my job at Standard Strength as head coach for reasons I still to this day. So from there, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the Open. I mean, I had gyms obviously in the area that would lend me space to do the Open. They're like always welcoming around here. And then it wasn't until Liz hit me up, and then she asked me what I was doing for the Open, and I told her I have no idea. And she said, well, I have a team that's looking for another athlete. And I was like, oh, cool. Where at? And she said, the only caveat, it's in Boston. And I was like, oh shit. So went back and forth with it. She was just like, hey, just connect with them, see what happens. So we just started chit chatting, and man, we were like literally trying to figure out plane tickets, revenue of money, car, and like literally within the span of like a day and a half, like everything just fell together. I got a car. Lindsey offered me to coach there. I got a job offer at another gym in like Chelsea to coach there. So I was just like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. So I did it.
It's funny from my end because it's like this total random person on the internet that I'm DMing, and we're like talking, hey, like come be on our team, we need a fourth. And in my head I'm like, there's no freaking way, like we have no idea who each other. What are you gonna get on a plane the next like 48 hours and get here before the Open? In my head I'm like, even my husband, he's like, there's no way. I'm like, I know there's no way. And then he kept shooting DMs and he was very positive about it, and I'm like, is this kid for real right now? Like I'm like, I know nothing about this kid. He seems pretty athletic. I'm told he's athletic, so he could have been terrible for all we knew and just showed up and been an awful athlete. You know what I mean? To me, I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I was so like depressed and down and out from losing my head coaching job, and I think even when I was on the first time on the podcast with you,
you were at the gym.
I was at the gym, and I even told you like, hey, I had recruited these athletes to be a part of a team, so I had literally brought a team over there myself. So to have that opportunity be kind of taken away from me, I was like just like looking for almost any olive branch that was like floating around. So then when this came up, I was like, all right, I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. And man, I couldn't be more happy. It was crazy when I told my parents the story. They thought I was like, wait, you don't know these people? How do you know they're not going to just rape you and kill you when you get there? And I was like, the risk I'm taking.
It's so wild. It's so wild to think about now, because it was so much fun. It might have been like my favorite season ever. It was so much fun.
And we couldn't have vibed even more. Like it was ridiculous from the moment we met. Like things just connected so easily. It was fun.
Yeah, and you two guys were connected during the semifinals too as well. So like when you guys, when you two guys were lifting together at the same time for most of the workouts.
Yeah, it's always me and you, Mike, because Luke and Danny are freakishly fast and they're shorter, and me and Mike move much more similarly. So for synchro stuff, it just kind of made sense. So a lot of times Mike and I were paired.
Yeah. The only workout we didn't pair at semis was like that ski or dumbbell snatch one.
Yeah.
So Lindsey, when you first met Pool Boy, what was your like first, thoughts of him, and like say like, what was going through your mind when you first saw him? You're like, okay, this could be this could be the guy.
Oh, it was no could. That was our option. That was it. So, but honestly, I mean, I'm sure you kind of know Mike's personality at this point. It's very similar to my own. So I'm pretty sure we just like gave each other huge hugs when we met each other, as if we'd known each other for a while. So it was all very easy, weirdly easy.
So how did you guys like manage to figure out like, okay, during this workout, like, Pool Boy will like, link up with you, and then, then you'll have like somebody else linking up with you. Like how did that like kind of management work?
Mike, do you want to jump on that? Do you want me to do it? Apparently me, because he's gone.
Yeah, you.
Oh, but it was weird. I can still see you guys.
Oh, really? No, you're back.
Am I there?
You're here.
Yeah,
Yes.
here.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
I think it just depended on the
Yeah,
workout.
Lindsay, you can
know what I
ask.
mean? Yeah, it just kind of depended on the workout. Like I remember trying to remember some of the workouts during qualifiers, there was one that we did very well on that was dumbbell thrusters that were synchro and shuttle runs. And it like one like that, it just makes sense. Like Danny and Luke are shorter and they're speedy as hell. So it wouldn't have made any sense to split them up and then be stuck on my pace with Luke and then stuck on Mike's pace for Danny. It just made more sense to pair them together. They crush it. Me and Mike just push ourselves and do what we can with each other. So, but then with the dumbbell snatch one that he was talking about, I believe the reason for that was one pairing did more reps at a lighter weight and one pair did less reps at a heavier weight on the snatches. And I believe Mike wanted, I don't remember, more reps and lighter, and I wanted heavier and less reps, I believe. So that's why we did that swap pairing. So I paired with Luke and he paired with Danny.
Okay. Now I during the semifinals, I mean, you guys I was watching you guys like specifically during the whole semifinals. So I believe it was the end of the end of one of the workouts. I think it was the last workout in semifinals. So I linked up Pool Boy's Instagram. So I saw this and I'm like, what happened through this?
Oh, the last workout, we were doing so well too. We were like top 20. And yeah, I concussed myself on that workout. literally concussed myself. I was I'm sure Mike can confirm this. I was falling over the worm trying to jump over it for burpees. I was so disoriented. But they also for handstand push-ups, it was just like a hard ass floor.
The wheelchair?
Like no. Carrying me off the last workout.
I know you guys went on team. You guys are on two different teams this year. So was there any thought of coming back on to, CrossFit 1977's team at all? Or
if there was any, we had some discussions, and if we were to bring the crew back, it would be on the West, because the West sucks. And I'm just being honest. If you're not in the top, like, I want to say individually, if you're not part of the top like 20, maybe 25 individuals, like, you're not going to make it on the East. If you're not part of the top 10 teams here out on the West, you wouldn't have a chance on the East.
And why do you think that? Because originally, like, CrossFit earlier on was around, it was actually kind of like the opposite. Like the West was kind of like the strong one,
That's a very good point. There's just time, there's just a power shift. It's just like in any sport. Like if you look at the NFL, there's always like certain divisions where the power for like, years and years, it's always been like the Niners or the Patriots that are just dominating. And like certain divisions will be like the dominating divisions, but just the power just eventually shifts over time. And I think that's just how it is with CrossFit. In the past, the West has always kind of been more thought of as has been always thought of as like the tougher area with the bigger athletes. But a lot of those athletes are now either in the grandpa division or retired. And if you look at the East, that's where all the powerhouses are. You got Proven, Training Think Tank, Mayhem, even HWPO. All the big powerhouse camps are out on the East. Like besides Invictus and Puppy Dog Athletics, there's nothing like, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, and you also have like obviously Misfit, then you have like Brute, which is down in Florida.
Exactly. There's two others that I missed.
Yeah. I mean, it's large. So yeah, obviously I would think you guys would go to the West, and a lot of people are staying in the West too, because they're like, I don't want to go to the East. What's the point? I may have a shot to go to the CrossFit Games if I stay over on the West compared to moving back to the East.
Well, someone was texting me about how like, Lindsay, you probably know, where does Kelsey Keel live currently? I know she doesn't live in Boston anymore, but doesn't she still live in the
Philly?
East?
Is she in Philly still?
Something like that, but she's competing out of the West.
Well,
someone brought it to my attention that she's been just like constantly on her stories, like airplanes, like just going back and forth.
Well, I think her boyfriend pitches for the San Francisco Giants, and I think he's in like a farm. I think he's in a farm league, so that's why she's staying there. I guess.
But
I don't know.
is she using that as like a loophole in the system to just
I
stay
don't
with
think
him?
there's a loophole though. Does it say that for East and West, or can you just have to do the workouts of the affiliate like teams, or no? I didn't look into it because I wasn't planning on anything indie. But
I had always thought it was your resident of address, because that's like why the issues of Ellie Turner came up, right? Why Ellie Turner couldn't get an exemption, and she had to go back to Australia.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, because
I'm not so often I can't keep up. So
yeah, I mean, I know she was in Philly for a while too. So, and then I don't know. I mean, where she's at or where she's going back and forth, but I mean, that's definitely interested in something to look into. So,
yeah, that's yeah. So,
but so Lindsey, when you were forming up the team, obviously Pool Boy wasn't going to be there, and you were considering moving over to the West. So what kind of made you stay in the East and pick up the guys that you picked up for your team?
I don't know if it was more so moving, but I was looking into the means of like the team, like me and Dave, I don't know if we seriously discussed it, but we're like, it'd be cool if but it's every week you got to fly out to California, and it's not like just over the border west. It's like all the way west. So, it's a long flight too. And we all have a lot of stuff going on back home. Danny's getting married this year. I had some work transitions, and Luke is going to the fire academy. So it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I was the ding dong who got fired, so it was a lot easier for me to do it.
You have to come here, yeah. The ding dong, I can't.
So how's your team? And like, who's like, do each one of them have like a certain specialty that's like kind of meshes in with your team?
For like the one I was on this year?
Yes, the one that you're on this year.
So the one for this year, I've always kind of gone up and back and forth with Ocean State. They're like a year. Geez, they're like an hour from me. And I know a lot of the people there. And Christine Middleton and I have always kind of been in contact. Her and I were actually on a team. The one shot I ever had to go to the games was when I was on a team with her during COVID. And we were ranked very high. I had Ray Fleeser and my husband on my team. And we were ranked really high. We got all the way up to Canada for the Atlas Games. And that's when COVID hit. And we went to the briefing and they sent us all home. And I was like, if I had one shot.
You were at the Atlas Games?
Yeah.
Kelly Clark was on a team there too, with Elijah Muhammad. No, was it?
Yeah.
I think it was the Atlas Games with Elijah Muhammad. They were stacked too.
Yeah, we were ranked second. So there was one team ranked above us, so it could have very well been them.
Yeah, you guys literally showed up at the stadium and they were like, "Sorry, we got to close this down.
Like, go home. See you later." I was like, "That was my one chance."
I think Caroline Connors and Austin Spencer, Caroline Spencer and Austin Spencer were up there too. And they like almost didn't make it through the border because that's when like they were like a couple hours away from the Canadian border, just like shutting down and like not letting anybody go through.
Weird time, man. We were like in our Airbnb. We're like, well, do we just stay for the weekend and go out in Canada, or do we go home? And we stayed, but we only stayed like one more night. And we're like, okay, let's go home. Let's just go home.
Yeah, you might have been stuck there if you didn't go.
Yeah. So we went home. But so my team this year. So I've always kind of been in contact with Christine, and her and I work with Element as well. So we've always had like ties. And I think I shot her a message just because I didn't know what the heck my season was gonna be, and this was. Again, my health was all over the place too. So I just kind of didn't know, but just seeing where her and her gym were at, because I knew Danny wanted to go indie. Mike obviously is in California and Luke was retired for the season. So I just, was in contact with her, and it just kind of happened that they had two teams. Obviously she was on her team that's like way up there and like fourth in the world right now. It was fun watching them throw down, but they wanted to put another team together, and it was a lot of fun. Amy Morton would have been on our team, and she's a stud and a half. She I think was the piece that we were kind of missing on our team, and Nate'll say this as well, where she is very, very organized. She'll tell us what to do. She's very like assertive, which we need. You need like that one person. And I don't really think that we had that together. It was all like, oh, what should we do? Who wants to lead? Who wants to call? I think Mike actually probably did the best job at that. But it was cool to have that and that experience on a team. So it's really a bummer that we didn't end up making it. And we did have a guy, his name is Jordan. He is a phenomenal with gymnastics, the ring muscle ups. His handstand walking is probably the best I've ever seen in my life. It's like crazy. It's speed walking upside down. And Sam, he's never competed at semis. And we really wanted to get him there. He's newer to the sport and pretty well-rounded. It's just didn't happen for us this year. So
yeah, all good. But Pool Boy, I know you formed a team too as well. How did that go? And who was on your team?
I did. I didn't.
I think you went on a team.
No, not this year. No.
Oh, I thought you were training with the Worm with somebody. I thought I saw that on your Instagram.
it was us, old throwback.
Oh, geez.
I might have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it was solo. We have two capable females. Like I said, one of them was only 5 spots out of going indie. They were just really, really good workouts for her. We just didn't have another guy. That was the problem.
Yeah. And how hard, obviously it was pretty hard for you to find somebody to stay at the affiliate and train with you guys.
Yeah. I reached out to my friend Keanu Redongo, and to see if he would be interested, but I know he had always been trying to go indie. So I think he was just like half in, half out. But yeah, no, couldn't find anyone. I've been trying for a while to convince my friend Rafa to go team, because I'm like, man, dude, it's going to be your best shot at the games if we can.
Listen, you get him on a team, I will fly my ass out there.
Yeah, that dude's an animal, man.
I'll make it happen.
He kills it. Yeah, we did I just saw him over the weekend. We did workout 3 together, because if there was any workout that I would push him in at all, it was that one. And yeah, it was fun going head to head with him in that one. And man, dude, he's on the cusp. He's on the cusp. I think if the workouts are good enough if they favor him at semis, he's got such a good chance to go to the games. But I also don't know how many they're taking this year from each spot. They haven't announced that yet, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So what did you guys think about the quarterfinals workouts?
Individually or team?
Well, both. So obviously Lindsey can go team and you can go individual.
Where do you want to start?
Lindsey, you can go first. Ladies first.
Okay. So I did not love them personally, both for biased reasons and unbiased reasons. So for biased reasons, so I came into the season, A, just getting cleared from a concussion, and B, also got diagnosed with a herniated disc in week 2 of the Open.
Jeez.
And so, of course, like the Open was dumbbell snatches and deadlifts. And I'm like, you know what? The positive of this is that means for teams, for quarterfinals, we're done with those movements. And we were not done with those movements. We got them again. So I thought it was very repetitive in that sense. Yes, the load's heavier. It's a different, somewhere different stimuli and all that kind of stuff. But I would have liked to see more variety and more of a separator with the team workouts, especially with there only being 4 different scores this year instead of 5. So I wasn't super impressed. I wish they were different, but again, also biased because we missed it by like 14 spots for semis. So I'm also, a little butthurt in that sense. So
yeah, no, I hear you. So Pool Boy, what did you think about the individual quarterfinals?
I mean, like, so like even for team, just to kind of go back on team real quick, it was very interesting to hear everyone's opinions on them, and even like my opinion. I thought it was a little lazy. I thought a little lazy programming for the teams. But in CrossFit's defense, I can kind of see like how it could be challenging to be somewhat creative given like the circumstances of like having to think about logistics of 4 athletes being in a camera frame with the proper movement standards being held, with the proper equipment being able to shoved in a video camera. I really liked the first workout for teams. I thought that was a really cool program to work out.
Oh, that was a great one. I will agree with that.
That was a really cool program to work out, but everything else seemed a little just kind of lazy.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Even our workouts last year, looking back at them, I thought they were just okay. They were okay. But again, like to CrossFit's defense, like it is a bit of a challenge to try to program sophisticated enough workouts for teams with all those logistics keeping in mind, like floor space, 4 athletes, equipment access, all that stuff. Sure. Now to shift over to the individuals, it was really funny to kind of hear everyone's groping and bitching, like how they didn't like the team stuff and how they were really scared that would shift over to the individuals, especially with like Dave Castro announcing in his week in review that gyms would be able to run them in class
Yep.
settings and everything. So everyone was like, oh no, we're going to get another soft version of the open going into quarterfinals. And then the workouts get released and everyone's just like, kind of takes a step back and gives like CrossFit a round of applause. I personally thought they were great programmed workouts. I want to say it's probably one of the best programmed quarterfinal workouts, especially with the fact that I believe they're getting the right individuals to semis. And yeah, you could run these classes or run these workouts in your affiliate, with the exception of workout 3. Workout
Agreed.
3 would be really hard to run, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, have one workout where it's just like, dude, you got to fucking do this on your own time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So overall, I thought they were great workouts.
Which one was your favorite?
Oh, workout 3, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the handstand. That was my best one. Like, look at my scores. I got like 150th, 200th, and then 49th or something like that in that one.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually got into quarterfinals, but I didn't do it though. So
unbelievable.
I know.
Did you guys watch any of the Taylor Self versus the World stuff?
I did. I saw.
It was so great.
I saw the was it workout 4 with the dumbbells, with not the dumbbell snatches, with the clean and jerks?
Yeah.
Is that workout 4? Yeah. So I saw that one. That was good. And then I saw Taylor Self like eat it implode on the floor. Yeah, on 3 when he like just like fell backwards on the floor.
Oh man, dude, big shout out to those guys. Like, the fact that they had the balls to be like, fuck it, we're doing this live. You motherfuckers are gonna see our scores, and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, so I had a question from the last group that last podcast I did. So do you think CrossFit needs to do a little bit more for quarterfinals to make it more exciting for people that are in quarterfinals, like towards like the bottom part of quarterfinals, to kind of do it and like, you know, kind of like almost like do like an open announcement, but for quarterfinals?
What did they say?
Well, they said no. So they said they're better off having like Savannah or like some other group to do it themselves, because it's almost like picking favorites when it comes to CrossFit. If they say like, okay, well, let's get like Daniel Brandon and like somebody else, like, you know, and they're like high up there, so they just gotta, you know.
Wait, so what was the question again? Like, you want CrossFit to do like a live,
almost like an open announcement for like quarterfinals, or should they do it?
How would they do that?
Well, maybe like one day, like one of the workouts, or like one weekend, they just have like, you know, a couple like 2 groups of people to do one workout, and then they do another workout.
That would require the athlete to like, again, like have the balls to be able to put their score out there.
True.
That's a big ask. But
not even the balls, I would say, but also like at that stage, you really need to do your best. And so to just kind of do the workout on the spot when it's announced, whereas the open, it doesn't matter as much, but you kind of want more prep time to see all the workouts, to coordinate what you're going to do when, get a game plan, not just like kind of hit it on the spot, unless you're like obviously like someone like Tia who will smash no matter what. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, logistically that wouldn't work, because Lindsey's right. Like even like Taylor and then they did workout 4 first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you gotta be smart about the workouts you choose to do and stuff like that. But no. Yeah. I'm in the boat where dude, I don't give a fuck about the bottom 25%. Dude, if the workout starts with a fucking 300-pound clean and jerk, like, tough luck.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got
agreed
it.
With, yeah.
Tough luck.
But I mean, I when they had the announcement saying that they were going to be for like people that aren't in the quarterfinals, and it's enough like they could do it in class, I was like, shit, this is not going to be good. And then I saw like the wall ball, like burpee box overs, and I'm like, I could literally see like a boatload of people not even making it past that first round, if that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people kind of got stuck in that mid-second round. I would say the majority of them.
I love sick workouts like that. I love grindy, gross workouts that no one wants to do. I'm like, I'm good. I like that.
That workout left me the most sore for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You know what? Mike saved me, actually, because I was all prepared to do workout 2 before the gymnastics one and the clean and jerk one. And I'm like, nah, this won't leave me sore. Like, I got this all day. I do this kind of stuff all the time. And I was talking to him about it. I'm like, nah, I'm doing the wall ball one today. He's like, do the gymnastics one. I'm like, nah, I'm doing wall balls. And then I got to Ocean State, and there are a lot of them actually were doing the gymnastics one. I'm sitting there. I'm like, Mike said, do gymnastics. I'm like, fine, I'll do the gymnastics one also today. And then so I did the wall ball one, and afterwards I'm like, thank God, Mike. Like,
oh, dude, I knew that was because like wall balls fuck me up. Like they
don't usually for me. They don't usually, but I don't also push it that hard. So.
Yeah, they always fuck me. Like if I ever do a wall ball workout that has like 100 or more in them, yeah, they wreck me. So when I saw that this one was 150, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna push this one as late as I can because it would destroy me. And it did. My quads are still a little sore.
Same. And I did 120 wall balls today like a dipshit. I was like, that was dumb.
Like I'm not young anymore, man. My body doesn't recover. It doesn't bounce back.
Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit.
I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. I'm fucking almost 34 now, and like I literally limp out of bed now for my first like 10 steps. I'm like, ugh, it's awful.
Yeah, wall balls always jack me up too, and I'm like, so like I literally can like throw the ball a couple inches and I'm already hitting the target. So, but the only thing is like, I know a lot of guys when they do wall balls, they throw the hands up to kind of relax. Yeah. I try to do that and I don't have enough time.
I can't do that either. It messes up my tempo. I know like Fulkowski is a big advocate of that method. I can't do that.
Yeah. I saw Ben Smith do it one time and I'm like, oh, let me try it. And I literally had the ball just kiss me right in the face, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can't do this."
I think they're like their penises are a lot bigger too, so I think that has to play a role in it somehow. Well,
they don't call me tripod for nothing.
Stop it.
Anyway,
you animals, Jesus Christ! Is it as thick as your mic stand? Is that what you're trying to tell?
It might be. Well, I mean, I'm 6'6". So anyway.
My computer's about to die, so I'm just trying to find your link in my email.
You're good. So obviously, like the season's over for all three of us, pretty much. So
I'm just gonna sit here and cry now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what are your expectations for going into next season? So like, are you looking to like work on anything at all, or just like, is there some like certain skill you want to like target to attack for this year?
I just got to get fitter, man. I just got to keep getting fitter. Like, I mean, I don't really have any. I don't want to say I don't have any gaping weaknesses because I do, but if it comes down to like, I just got to get stronger and I just got to get my metabolic conditioning up. Like I can do the movements, I can do everything. There's not ever a movement or a skill that I see where I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of I just have to get fitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably the same for Lindsey.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. My strength could use a little bit of work.
She can get a new back too, probably.
Yeah, a new back would be great. New head would be great, and a little more condition, a little bit more strength. But I don't know if I have a season next year yet. We'll see.
She could also learn how to fucking squat clean.
Yeah, without peeing. Yeah, that'd be good.
Otherwise, otherwise, knock on wood, you're gonna need a new knee, girl. Those starfish.
I know, man. I know. It's fine.
You're gonna Miranda Oldwood.
There's honestly, Mike made a really funny. We have a funny video of Mike mimicking my power cleans. It's so funny. Yeah, we had a good time.
So Lindsey, are you looking to do any like masters competitions at all, or?
You calling me old, man?
Listen, I'm 44, so I mean,
Masters Fitness Collective, I will never do again. Sorry, not sorry. And
didn't they fuck up again this year? Like they couldn't.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm done with that. So, what other Masters comps are there? Really, I'm not Masters yet. I'm the same age as Mike, so I might. It depends on a few factors. I might do that Wadapalooza, but there's no qualifier for that in Cali?
I heard rumors. I mean, they'd never actually.
They DM'd me. I DM'd them, and I was like, "Yo, what's up with this?" Because it's
just first come, first serve.
Yeah, first come, first serve. No elite division, just RX and scaled and open division.
Elite. So elite is invite only.
I don't know if there is an elite.
There's gonna be. They got to get.
They have to be.
That's what I would assume.
So I would assume. I would assume it's invite only for elite.
That's silly.
Yeah, that's whack. I mean, I might not even be able to go anymore because. I guess the girlfriend's got a wedding, a friend who's getting married the same day. So we might have to I have to just do that, which I'm okay with, I guess, because it's not like SoCal's going anywhere.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm doing a comp in June. Oh my God, what is it? Invictus Boston's comp, I believe.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, I'm doing
Wasn't
that.
that a black only comp? Don't you have to have certain colored skin to go to that?
What?
Yeah, I'm being serious. Like I could have swore that they only like the first year or two that it was only for like blacks.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Dude,
about.
I'm not even exaggerating. I could have swore.
I gotta look at that. That's interesting.
Hey, you're something.
Well,
know?
this was during all the like George Floyd stuff.
I have no idea. Honestly, I just went through my depressive phase in like a 2-day span when I knew my season was over for like the 80th time because I thought my season was done 50 times. And I just DM'd them. I'm like, yo, do you have any spots? I was like, I need a comp to look forward to. They're like, yeah, you got it. I'm like, thanks.
Nice.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, I really didn't. I thought so. I wasn't cleared until 2 days before the open started. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's see what happens. And then it was all hinging. So I was like, okay, I literally did a 300-meter row for workout 2. I did a 300-meter row and I submitted my time because I couldn't pick a bar off the ground. And after we lost team quarters, we didn't pass on. I'm like, okay, now my season's over again. And then I got the Indy invite. I'm like, how am I top 25%? I didn't do a workout. So I thought my season was over like 20 different times this year.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's
Don't
crazy.
do a workout and you still make quarterfinals.
I have a new tactic now. I'm just gonna pick my least favorite and then just not do it and submit just a 1 rep score.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
that actually happened. I think one of the opens. Who was it? What's her name? She won the open once. She won the games once, and her husband's like the bro.
Camille?
Yeah, Camille. So
Camille Leblanc,
I think there was one time she went team with I think it was Cody Mooney. What's this? I'm having a brain fart. It was like Jess Griffiths, and like I think who else was it? Ben Smith's brother, Alex Smith. So it was those 4 together, and Camille only did like 1 rep during one of the open workouts.
Slay.
Nice.
And she made it in. Yeah. And she placed in that team placed second in the games that year.
I remember she cried at the games when her rower wouldn't turn on. You remember that?
Yep, I remember that. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was back in like 2011.
That was super early.
I wasn't even in CrossFit yet.
So what happened? Like the judge not even like turn it on, or?
No, I just think it was a faulty rower.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Yep.
That sucks. But I had a question for both of you guys too as well. So there's been a lot of girls on the elite division that are almost quitting, not like just like walking away.
Yeah, why are women mentally weak, Lindsey?
Yeah, why? Well,
why are you guys so
that's why I have Lindsey.
So emotional and fragile?
Why did Bailey Rail like left this year? Well, left like a couple days ago, and then Katrin left because Judah was like a back injury from what she was saying.
No, emotional, she's fragile.
And then obviously a couple of the girls like Mal O'Brien, Emma Carey.
They're younger though. Though. So I mean that it happens.
Well, Emma was called by the Lord. Remember that? She was called by the Lord.
That was her. Yep, that was her reason.
Yep.
What I will say is like Nate and I actually discussed this and with Bailey and what we kind of respect is like a lot of us, especially when we dedicate so much of our lives and time to the sport, it's kind of nice to see if there's something you're really, really passionate about that, we can pursue other routes as well. And it's just CrossFit's not our sole identity. I think that's not a bad thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think she's pregnant?
Who,
Bailey?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's an interesting thought.
Well, she was called by the Lord too, wasn't she?
I don't know. I didn't read her.
Yeah, I guess she has some like foundation or organization that she's.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. She has like another like.
She just randomly decided right in the middle of the season that she wanted to do it. So I kind of thought that was a little sus, but maybe she is pregnant.
I think there's a little something else. There has to be something else.
But I also want to make it clear, like someone like Mal, like. I don't give a fuck. Like if she doesn't want to do CrossFit anymore, and she wants to go be like a teenager and
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
who cares?
Cool, fucking do it. That's awesome.
And she's killing it in Hawaii. Like her videos of
Yeah,
like
good for her, honestly.
raining and over in Hawaii are like getting sick views and just living the best life ever. And I'm like, shit, like go do it.
Yeah. But I also see the other side of it where like I get it if people are upset that like these athletes are dropping out, because at the end of the day, like they want to see them compete and like they want to see them go out there. And so like the selfish part of being a fan of the sport is you want to see the best athletes out there. So if they're dropping out and, you know, people in the comments are like getting upset about it, like I understand that too.
Yeah. I mean, you could also consider of like parents, and they have their kids watching these athletes that are like killing it. And they say, hey, you know, this, you know, you could be like this too as well. And then all of a sudden they drop out the next year after or whatever and have like a mental breakdown. Or I'm not saying anybody had a mental breakdown, but I'm just saying like something happened and they're not training, or they're not going to like to the open, you know,
I
kind
think
of
it's
looks bad
safe to
too as
say
well.
that like at least Haley and Mal had mental breakdowns. But at least
Yeah.
Haley's back now.
Yeah. I mean, being a teenager and being on social media. Yeah. And that's a lot. And even like people like calling them out all the time too. It's just like,
Could you,
like
Lindsey, could you imagine, how old is Mal? What is she, like 19, 18?
19, I think 19 now.
When did she sign, when did she sign her deal with Noble? Do you know? Let's just say she was like 17 when she signed that deal. Lindsey, could you imagine as a 17-year-old?
No, I know. Nope.
I heard a rumor of what she was offered by Noble, and it was fucking some wild amount of money. Like, could you imagine Lindsey being 17 years old, signing a deal for like something close to $1 million?
No, but also here's also where I chime in is that also when I was at that age, I don't know if it's just the female in our brains or whatever, but it's such a hard time of life also mentally and about yourself that like that's so much to take on, and never mind like the social media aspect of everything. So I don't know. I don't judge anything, I guess.
I mean,
girls mature faster than guys, including their bodies.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we don't see any. Hiller had to ass slap me around about it when we were on the podcast, on Savant's podcast together. It's part of the reason why you see more females 15 or not 15, but 16, 17 making it.
Sorry. Sorry.
But yeah, that's why you see like 16, 17-year-old females making it into the open division at the games, and you don't see that for the men because you know, the women just develop faster.
Yeah. I know there's a kid that won the games this year. He's going individual now.
Team kid, Ty Jenkins.
Yeah, Ty Jenkins. Yeah, and I've heard about him a couple of years ago too. And so
yeah, your girl Jessica Griffith coaches him.
Yeah. So do you think he's gonna, like, obviously he's young. He probably needs to like.
Do I think he's going to make it this year? No.
Yeah. No. Do you think it's because like he needs to lift more, or why do you think that?
It's just the men are just far too competitive. Like not to take too much away from the women, but it's the men's field is just it's more competitive than the females.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the females now, like there's like 12 people from the games of last year aren't even going to be there.
Yeah, that's too.
Not even going to semifinal.
I think 14 of them dropped out.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least the good thing is there's some people that are on the bubble or can at least get into semifinals and maybe have a shot.
Yeah, especially with the cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
Is Ty in the West or is he in the East?
I don't know.
Because if he's in the East, then fucking no, he ain't making it.
Yeah. He might have moved to Iowa.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I feel like a lot of the females are like that are very competitive in the sport, at least in the ones that have been, not necessarily all the ones that have been dropping out, but they're kind of around our age. You kind of get to that point, you get married, you start thinking about kids, especially as a female. That's where I'm at next. You know, that's why I might not have a season next year. You know what I mean? So I feel like that kind of happens naturally, especially for females. Once we get a little bit older, you kind of have to take those breaks, you know? So.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I mean, because, you know, CrossFit's not the end all be all. So
yeah.
you want to have a life and do
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I hear you. So, so we're getting close to the end. And so, we probably have like another 10 more minutes because Pool Boy caused the 10 minutes. So
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. So what do you expect for the semifinals as well as, being in a new venue for the games?
Oh, I'm so excited, especially for I really want to try to go down for Rafa specifically, and also selfishly because it's back at Carson at the tennis stadium. Like, oh God, that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, that whole atmosphere. I mean, even obviously I've never been there, but just the movies and all that stuff, the documentaries.
I've been there twice, dude. It's wild.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The amount of energy is just amplified because it's such a small, intimate setting, and it's just you're right on top of the athletes. It's going to be so fun. If I was an athlete in the East, I would be really jealous. Really jealous.
Yeah, because there's nothing in Knoxville.
Oh, I would. Ugh. First of all, Orlando was way better, and again with the communication and last minute changes, at least tell the athletes before you tell them they make it and book all their stuff that it's a 2-day competition and not 3 days. Like Ocean State, all bought all their flights, the hotels, everything. They're like, oh, by the way, it's 2 days. I'm like, now I'm not as upset that I didn't make it.
Yeah, that's wild. It's only 2 days.
Yeah, I don't like that. Again, last minute changes, no communication. That stuff drives me wild. And that's
why.
Yeah,
because they're having less athletes. I understood last year why we had 3 days instead of 4 because there was 60 fucking athletes there, right?
Yeah.
But it's less this year, so I don't understand why.
Because it's less days that they have to rent out the venue and pay people.
Bingo. That's it. That's it.
I understand business. Here's my thing. I own a business. I understand business is business and you have to keep it alive, but also you have to think of your people as well in those decisions. And I feel like they don't always do that. That bugs me.
This is why we need more gyms to affiliate. People bitch and moan about financials that CrossFits don't have yet. They don't pay. They don't do their part and sign up and affiliate or support a gym that's affiliated. Yeah. Or sign up for the open. How many ding dongs do you know that are like, why am I going to pay $20 just to be on the leaderboard? I'm going to do the workouts anyway. It's because you're fucking supporting something that you want to see, that you want to see grow,
Yep. And I want this to grow. So, because we all want platforms here.
And it's like, dude, it's fucking $20, man. Like, holy shit.
People probably spend that more on coffee at Starbucks, even though their coffee is absolute ass.
Or the hooker on the street,
True. Yes.
Jeez Louise, God.
Yeah.
You're still the same Mike. Still the same Mike.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I hate that excuse.
Yeah. So do you think CrossFit next year, if they do the open, that you think they're going to do the top 25 again? Because
dude, I don't know.
I heard they might use the open scores.
Oh, there's no way.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
No way. How would they
If that's the case, I'm not going to do a workout again.
Or just put in a BS score.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, not that I'm saying BS score at all. Did you see? I can't believe Andrea had her baby and did the open. That's wild to me.
Yes.
That's wild.
And she play 6th in her division? Is she in the Masters division or?
She's going to semis.
It's a wild concept to me. It gives me hope.
Yeah.
Well, how far did she have her baby?
I heard it was like a month ago. No,
there's no way a month.
Dude, I heard 4 to 6 weeks ago is what I read.
So did you
did
you see her videos of lifting weights? She was cleaning,
people
squat
were
cleaning
all over the comments and shit.
Yeah,
she's gonna blow her vagina open.
Yeah, and I was even watching. I was like, damn, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, she must have been taking peptides or something.
That baby was probably gonna be jacked when they get out. So they're already out now, but they're probably jacked. Yeah.
But I mean, to go on top of your question about the open next year, I mean, I don't know if you guys follow Dave's weekend reviews, but there was one where he stated that they're going to make changes to the Open to make it
Yeah.
relevant again, whatever that means.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what does that mean? Are they going to use scores?
God, I really hope that's not the reason, because they proved this year that like you could put a number one workout in the world and not have to have a video to verify it.
Yeah.
With that one chick. So I really hope that's not what they
Here's
do.
the thing. I'm like, all these people argue about wanting it to be a legitimate sport, but just be freaking consistent and stuff. Even, you know what's driving me nuts right now is that I know a lot of people, Mike, you posted on your story, and I actually did this and I took it out and I changed it. I put my reps of clean and jerks at the final bar, and I changed it.
Oh, did you see my story?
Yeah, but I saw your story and then I still did it. And I took it out and I fixed it. Regardless, be responsible of your own entries. If you put it in wrong and then you're going to bitch to CrossFit and ask them to change it, it's like last year when they didn't let someone compete because they didn't put their score in on time.
Anna Covere.
Yeah, but they're changing the scores. They're going back right now. I'm watching my score drop because they're going back and changing people's scores.
Yeah,
and
they allowed
you need
that
to stay consistent though. Be
they allowed
responsible
that female
for
to re-enter her score.
I think it's Gracie Walton or something like that. Yeah, I think it's her. Yeah.
Oh no, I know. There's
Hiller's
a
on your
handful.
side, Lindsay. Hiller's on your side.
There's more than just one. I know of a handful. I'm personally watching it, and I'm not saying to anything about who is getting their score changed. You know, I'm good for you because it's going to help you out. But also, that's why the sport doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean?
It's hard to keep it consistent, and then plus you got people on both sides bitching like about each thing. Like I posted that thing about Luis Oscar Mora on my video, and I had a friend kind of like say like it shouldn't matter. He's still showing, you know, the intensity of the movement.
Oh, drives me nuts.
Clearly, I'm
like Brooke Wells when she was doing the handstand push-ups.
Yeah, she's showing the capacity, all that shit. Yeah, but I mean, it is interesting because when you think about it, the quarterfinal is the only stage where CrossFit has screen by screen access to see like what a rep is.
Right.
They don't have that in real time at semis. So it's just, I don't know. It's interesting how the, I don't think it'll ever be a professionalized sport for just because of how the structure of it all works, you know, an online competition and all that shit. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with it never being a quote professional sport. I kind of like how it is. I just think people need to understand that a little bit more. They need to be a little bit more lenient towards CrossFit because there's a reason why CrossFit doesn't do a lot of these things that most people ask, like why they aren't doing. Like there's a reason why CrossFit doesn't do things like Savon does with the Taylor versus the World or any of these other things, because it's like if Savon fucks up on it, like
that's him.
You know, even that, but like no one gives a shit. No one cares because no one looks at Savon as a professional like platform or podcast. CrossFit does something like that and they fuck up. Oh my God, the Reddit threads, the videos, this, that, the other. So it's just like
no, and I'm not sitting here shitting on CrossFit either. I very much respect what they do for the most part. It's just the consistency thing, and the consistency and last minute changes. That's the two things that really bug me, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of wish CrossFit would just have a little bit more balls and be like, "Sorry, bro, you put your score in wrong."
This is my cat.
Well, you also got to think of it as, let's just say for Matt Ryan when he was playing for the last couple of years when he was playing for the Falcons, he had 3 different offensive coordinators back to back to back. And this is exactly like what CrossFit is. They've had CEOs and like new changes back to back to back. And so obviously like one group, the first group had their way of doing it this way. Then the next guy was just like, okay, we want to do it this way. And then now the next new guy is doing something completely different. So
yeah, and you have all the woke idiots to thank for that. You know, all those people that bitched about Greg Glassman being quote racist and saying all that shit. And you know what? Okay, you got what you wanted. You have something that's kind of like fucking shit. Like it's dumb, dude. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. So what do you think they could do to change it, to make it better? I know we've talked about this before, media, but is there anything else?
I would. There's like, for start, they should fucking just hire me on their Instagram for example. Like, did you see them post stupidly that like the winner of workout 2 posted a sub 13 time or something like that? And they also posted like on .com I think it was workout 2 for a .com workout. And then like in the notes, like it said, hey, advanced athletes should do this in sub 13.
Oh yeah,
So
dude, I saw
you
that.
should,
And I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like, holy shit. Like this is the fucking bare minimum shit that like you guys can't get right. And that's literally all I'm asking CrossFit to do is just get the bare minimum stuff correct. Like just keep the brand strong, look badass, fucking get shit right. And that's all I want them to do. I also don't understand why they don't just go for the low hanging fruit. Like, why didn't they pump the barbell spin when he had Colton Mertens go against Jake Berman for 100 bar facing?
Yes, that was a good one too. Yeah.
Why didn't they just piggyback on Savon when he had the fittest midget, Tim Murray, do 100 bar facing burpees per time? That would pump up the adaptive division so much. And it's like, just all it takes is a repost or a tag or something by CrossFit. It's so fucking easy to do. It's just
even Tyson Bagent, he was a starting quarterback for the Bears. He does these CrossFit, and the only way they found out was because of Savon. And so then they try to pump him up after that. Like after he was on the Savon podcast for a couple months before they even got him to get on CrossFit. So
yeah, I mean, so literally, I just if they want to improve, just go for the fucking low hanging fruit, man. Just do the bare minimum right. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Well, I have to get going soon, but I want to do final thoughts. So
I'm getting her out of here. Sorry.
So Pool Boy, what are your final thoughts?
Just on life in general, or what?
Yeah, anything. I know the girls away in Australia right now. So, and she did her first podcast too. She DM'd me. She DM'd me today.
She said she had a good time. Yeah, it was a very interesting dude. Apparently, he just interviews buff women. So maybe he's got like a fetish or something.
Probably.
Interesting, but yeah, she's doing great. Or at least she's doing the best she can. I had to play therapist a lot for her during the open, because she's doing these workouts by herself, foreign environment, no judge, no community, no one really to be around with her, so that was an interesting, road to go through in the relationship, which was fine. Now, she's happy to be past it and just focus on regular training. And I'm kind of excited for the same thing, get back to regular training, know what I need to work on. And I just have all these fun ideas in my head that I want to, help promote. I'm always doing my part to help, bump the Savon podcast. And I'd love to do some more things to help bump your podcast up and all that. And I definitely had FOMO watching Lindsey cheat on me with another team, and selfishly I'm kind of happy that they didn't make it, because now it's like, yeah, you fucking ditched a Ferrari for a fucking Honda 68 Honda.
Listen, I will never say I'm not good. You didn't make Indy.
All right, Lindsey, what's your final thoughts?
Sassy. I don't know. My final thoughts.
You having a baby? Is that your final thought? You're gonna have a child soon?
Yeah, we're gonna start trying probably. Yeah, so I might be taking a break next year. We'll see. I'll come back strong for 35. That's my new goal. I think my goal is to make the new CrossFit Games things for old people. I think that's going to be my new goal, because I think my window for the regular side of CrossFit is probably past.
Well, it's funny. I interviewed Nick Urankar, and he won the Masters division, the first, I think the 35 to the.
He was my coach for a while.
Yeah, so he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I had a chance to go team, and I decided not to do it. I went individual, because you're getting the same amount of money and you don't have to deal with anybody. Just deal with yourself if you go individual.
I hate individual personally. Even like these indie workouts, I'm like, man, I had so much fun with my team for qualifiers. Team's just so much more fun, in my opinion. I love team, but
yeah, it is fun, but no one gives a shit about teams, honestly.
But I don't do it
or
for
Masters
that.
either.
I don't do it for that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I didn't give a shit, honestly, either last year. I had a great time. I had a blast.
Yeah, there's the semifinal floor. It's such a cool experience. you know, as for like the attention or whatever, I don't give a shit. I just had a great time. I would have liked to get back there this year, but it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, right? So
Yep. Yep. So maybe there is the next year. So, all right. So my final thoughts. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Pool Boy, always, it's always a good time. I think this is the fourth time you've been on my podcast.
oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
Think so.
Yeah, it's so that. And Lindsey, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. And like, I literally thought of putting you guys on at the same time, like kind of, like last week. And I'm like, gosh, I should get these two guys on. That'd be a good one. Kind of
Yeah,
like,
can we do another one and bring Danny into it?
I was
and
just
like,
gonna say
and
that.
like
You
we
can't not
can
include Luke then.
you have
That's rude.
the touch and go gang. We can be like the touch ourselves gang or something, you know.
Stop it.
well,
Russell.
seriously, that you guys would be the third group. So like literally it'd be like you guys and like the outnumbered group and then the touch and go gang. So yeah.
We'll come up with a name.
But
Yeah.
well, thank you for guys for coming up and coming on. And I'm kind of curious to kind of see how semifinals for the Masters adaptive, now obviously the teenagers too, how that's gonna
I
pan
have
out.
a Masters athlete in semis, so I'm
Let's
excited
go, Mike.
to
Let's
coach
go.
him.
Shout out
Mike,
Big Mike.
let's go. Shout out Mike Shaw.
Yeah, so I'm kind
Now.
of see how that works. Even semifinals for the elite athletes too. So
Yeah, that's funny because we have you have an old person at your gym. I have a
An
young
old
person.
person.
I have a young person at my gym competing in the age group.
Oh
So
no shit.
shout out Cadence Lieber, 16-year-old division.
That's right.
but yeah, thank you guys for watching the show, and we out. See ya.